Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of The Truth About My Bat Mitzvah by Nora Raleigh Baskin, performed by Stephanie Wolfe. To help you enjoy this audiobook, you are invited to check the glossary at the end of this recording. As ich will sehen wie wer wird sehen wie ich? If I try to be like him, who will be like me? Chapter 1. The Funeral. I was doing okay right up until I got to the doorway and saw her coffin. My grandmother's body is inside there, I thought, and I couldn't take another step into that room. I stopped short and my dad nearly bumped into me. "Go on, Caroline," he said to me quietly. "Just walk inside and sit down." Since we were the immediate family, we had been waiting in a special room. Everyone else, all my grandmother's friends and, I suppose, lesser family members, were already sitting out there, in seats like pews. Sitting, talking quietly. Everyone looked sad, or at least serious. While we, my mom and dad and my little brother Sam, my grandfather, and some old lady who I'd never seen before, had been ushered in here. In this fancy room with the heavy furniture, oriental rugs, thick drapes, and pitchers of water with lemon, like we were special somehow. In a weird way, it was like a birthday party, when you get treated differently for really no reason at all except that you were born, an event you personally had nothing to do with. And now it was time for the service to start. "I can't," I told my dad. My feet wouldn't move, and I didn't know why. My mom was still sitting in a big, overstuffed chair in the corner of the waiting room, still crying. She had been crying all morning, and on and off since we found out 3 days ago. It was her mother, after all, my Nana. Even Sam was unusually quiet. Maybe he was just uncomfortable in his suit and tie. My dad bent down and whispered into my ear, "Caroline, she's not really in there." "What?" I turned to him, and for a second I thought this whole thing had been a big mistake. We were in the wrong funeral home, the wrong place altogether. My grandmother didn't die. She wasn't inside that big, long box. "Not really," my dad went on. "It's not her. Not the real Nana. Not the Nana you remember. Don't be afraid. Just take the first step. I am right next to you." And suddenly, I could. My feet started moving, one in front of the other. I followed my grandfather, with my dad beside me, my brother and mom holding hands, and then that old lady. We all made our way down to the front row, right in front of the coffin. I sat down. Everything after that was a blur. People got up and spoke, but I didn't really listen to what they were saying, especially not the rabbi who talked forever, even though he clearly had no idea who my grandmother was. Then he pronounced our names wrong. He mixed up my father and my uncle, and he called me Carolyn instead of Caroline. I looked over at my mom, who despised any kind of organized anything, religion in particular. She didn't even catch my glance as she normally would when she found something was false or insincere, and we would both roll our eyes knowingly. Now, she was just crying. I looked straight ahead and tried to remain calm, but the coffin was only a few feet in front of me. So close, I imagined I could see my Nana, lying on her back, with her hands folded the way they show it in the movies. Only this wasn't a movie, and she really was in there, all closed up with a heavy wooden lid on top of her, so near to her face. "You know I can't go anywhere,"